Consider this, you're stuck in traffic and you're running late for an important meeting. What do? This is a seemingly simple scenario, yet it poses a complex problem. Do you sit and wait, hoping the traffic eases up? Or do you take an alternate route that may or may not be faster? Every day we are faced with a multitude of such problems. They might seem small on the surface, but when solutions are not readily apparent, these problems reveal their complexity. They challenge us, push us, and often leave us feeling frustrated. So how do we navigate these complexities? Enter creative thinking. It's not just about being artistic or imaginative, it's a tool, a strategy, a way of viewing the world that allows us to see beyond the obvious, beyond the constraints of conventional wisdom. It's about asking, what if, and why not? Stuck in traffic? A problem. But with creative thinking, it's a problem with potential solutions. So, what exactly is creative thinking? Well, in essence, creative thinking is the ability to look at problems or situations from a fresh perspective. It's about challenging the status quo and finding new and original solutions that might not be immediately apparent. Think of it like this. It's like being an explorer in an unfamiliar landscape. You don't have a map, so you have to find your own path. You could follow the well-trodden path that others have taken, or you could venture off into the unknown, creating your own unique route. That's creative thinking. Throughout history, we've seen countless examples of creative thinking in action. For instance, consider the story of the Wright brothers, pioneers of aviation. They didn't invent the concept of flying. Birds had been doing it for millions of years. But they approached the problem from a new angle, and through their creative thinking, they designed and built the first successful airplane. Or take the example of Steve Jobs. When he and his team at Apple were developing the first iPhone, they didn't just set out to make a better mobile phone. They thought creatively and envisioned a device that could do so much more. A device that has since revolutionized the way we communicate, work, and play. Experts in the field of creativity often emphasize the importance of this kind of thinking. Edward de Bono, a renowned psychologist and author, once said, "Creative thinking, in terms of idea creativity, is not a mystical talent. It is a skill that can be practiced and nurtured." So, creative thinking isn't some kind of magical ability that only a select few possess. It's a skill, one that we can all develop with practice and dedication. It's about breaking free from conventional thinking patterns and daring to see the world in a different way. As Albert Einstein famously said, we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. So let's think differently. Let's dive into the process of creative thinking. It's not an abstract concept, nor is it a talent bestowed upon a select few. It's a process, a journey, and it consists of 4 main steps. Step 1. Define the problem. You can't solve a problem you don't understand. So the first step is to define it clearly. For instance, let's say you're running a bakery and your sales are down. The problem isn't just low sales, it's far more specific. Perhaps people don't know about your bakery, or maybe your prices are too high. Defining the problem accurately is crucial. Step 2. Brainstorm. Once you've defined your problem, it's time to let your mind wander. This is the stage where no idea is too wild or too outlandish. Consider our bakery example. Maybe you brainstorm ideas like a buy one, get one free promotion, or a collaboration with a local coffee shop. The key here is to generate a wide array of potential solutions. Step 3. Refine your ideas. After brainstorming, you'll have a slew of ideas, but not all of them will be viable. Now it's time to apply a little critical thinking. This stage involves evaluating each idea for feasibility, cost, and potential impact. You might find that the buy one get one free idea is too expensive, but partnering with a coffee shop could be just the ticket. Finally, step 4. Implement your solution. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's one thing to dream up ideas, but quite another to put them into action. In our bakery scenario, this might involve reaching out to coffee shops, negotiating a deal, and launching your new partnership. And there you have it. From defining the problem to implementing the solution, that's the process of creative thinking in a nutshell. Remember, creative thinking is not a magic trick. It's a process, and it's one you can learn. Now that we understand the process, let's put it into action. We're going to tackle a problem that's all too familiar for most of us, being stuck in traffic. It's frustrating, it's time-consuming, and it seems like there's never a good solution. But is that really the case? Let's see how we can apply our creative thinking skills to this common problem. First, we need to define the problem. It's not just that we're stuck in traffic. The real problem is that we need to get from point A to point B, and the usual route is congested. This is a crucial step in the process because it's not just about identifying what's wrong, it's about understanding what we need to achieve. Next, we gather information. What are the alternative routes? What's causing the traffic? Is it a temporary issue like a roadwork or a recurring issue like rush hour? The more information we have, the better equipped we are to come up with a creative solution. Now, we move on to ideation, the heart of creative thinking. Here's where we brainstorm, allowing our minds to freely explore all possible solutions. Maybe we could leave earlier or later to avoid the rush. Perhaps we could use public transportation or bike or walk. What about working from home or carpooling? Remember, no idea is too outlandish at this stage. After we've gathered a list of potential solutions, it's time for evaluation. We analyze each idea, weighing the pros and cons. Leaving earlier might mean less sleep, but it also might mean less stress. Biking might be more physically demanding, but it could also be a great way to stay fit. Once we've evaluated all the options, it's time to implement the best solution. Maybe that means setting the alarm clock a bit earlier or investing in a good bicycle. The key here is not just coming up with a creative solution, but actually putting it into action. But the process doesn't end there. We need to monitor the results and make adjustments as necessary. If biking to work leaves us too tired, maybe we could try carpooling instead. It's all about being flexible and willing to try new things. As Albert Einstein once said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. It's easy to get stuck in a rut to believe there's no solution to a problem. But with creative thinking, we can come up with innovative ways to tackle even the most complex issues. And just like that, with a bit of creative thinking, we turned a problem into a solution. And not just any solution, but one that works for us, that fits our lifestyle and our needs. It's not always easy, and it may require some trial and error, but the results can be truly transformative. So next time you're faced with a problem, big or small, remember to think creatively. You might be surprised at what you're capable of. So, why does creative thinking matter? Well, let's dive right in. Creative thinking is the engine that drives progress. It's the spark that ignites innovation, and the compass that navigates us through the complex maze of life's challenges. It's the ability to see possibilities where others see dead ends, to imagine solutions where others see only problems. By harnessing the power of creative thinking, we can elevate our problem-solving skills to new heights. Think about it. How many times have you been stumped by a problem, only to find that the solution was right there in front of you, hidden in plain sight? It's that aha moment, the sudden flash of insight that comes when we're able to look at things from a different perspective. That's the magic of creative thinking. But the benefits of creative thinking extend far beyond problem solving. It also fosters adaptability, a trait that's more crucial than ever in our ever-changing world. The speed of technological advancements, the shifting sands of the global economy, the unpredictable twists and turns of life itself, all these demand that we be nimble, flexible, and ready to adapt at a moment's notice. And that's where creative thinking comes in. It allows us to be fluid, to bend without breaking, to change with the changing times. And let's not forget about innovation. Creative thinking is the lifeblood of innovation, the force that pushes boundaries and shatters status quos. It's the spirit of inventiveness, the daring to dream big and the courage to make those dreams a reality. Whether we're talking about scientific breakthroughs, technological marvels, or groundbreaking works of art, it's creative thinking that's behind them all. And the best part? These skills are invaluable in all walks of life, be it personal, professional, or academic. They empower us to tackle challenges head-on, to rise above obstacles and to turn our visions into reality. Creative thinking isn't just about solving problems. It's about seeing the world in new ways, challenging the status quo, and paving the way for innovation and progress. So whether you're a student, a professional, or simply someone who wants to navigate life more effectively, remember this. Creative thinking is not just a skill, it's a superpower, and it's one that we all have the potential to harness.